Welcome to the OMG Show.
So at a certain point, you're going to want to scale your business, especially if you work mostly on a retainer, right? Now, in order to scale that particular business, there's different ways to do it. And one of them is going to be to charge higher fees. However, when it comes to charging higher fees, there could be some kind of, hiccups along the way, especially if it's your first time pitching anything higher. However, the reality is that along the lines, as the longer you stay in business, you are going to have to increase your fees to keep up with the pace of the market, right? So, of course, that's if the market is growing. If the market is shrinking, well, then you have to price yourself competitively. But at the end of the day, let's talk about how to increase your fees and get past, the fear of pitching. And in my experience of doing this myself, there's three main methods that you want to do, okay? Number one, we have to figure out what's your number, okay? So, ideally, what you need to work on is figure out, all right, what's the kind of lifestyle that you want to have, right? How much money do you want to have at the end of the day? And what is your real number? So, pull out a spreadsheet, a Word document, and just start listing out all your expenses. How much do you, want to have for your mortgage or car payment, travel, leisure, food, etc. Just break it all down. Okay, how much you think you would want to have ideally in your, ideal lifestyle. Okay, so once you have that number, you then figure out, okay, that's the number that you need to hit, and that number needs to be big enough for you to be able to pay all of your stuff and also live the life that you want to have. Okay, so once you identify that number, you then have to ask yourself, okay, well, my business, how would that work? Do I want to have just recurring clients? Do I want to have one-off products as well? Again, sticking with just a retainer business, which is mostly like a consulting service. You charge me. I give you my services, and in exchange, I charge you a monthly retainer, right? So, if that's the case, how many clients would it take for you to reach that number? Okay. Now, of course, we're talking retainer, right? So we're looking at monthly. So take that number that's in your head, that's on the piece of paper, and divide that by 12, and you can figure out how much you need to make per month. So then that determines, how many clients essentially you're going to want to have and what you can charge, right? If you want to have 10 clients, that's going to be a different number you charge. If you want 20 clients, that's going to be a different number you charge. What I will say is that you want to select the number of people where you're still going to be able to live the lifestyle that you want. Okay, if you're doing one-to-one, you have to understand that the more clients you bring on, the less time you have for yourself. Okay, so you want to keep that in mind as you are charging more and as you're thinking about how many clients you want to have. I'm of the opinion that less is more. Less clients charge higher fees. However, you'll be able to be there to service their needs because they're going to want to ask you questions and you want to be accessible to them. But at the same time, you're also going to be able to live your life. Right, you're going to be able to spend more time with your family. You're going to be able to travel and do everything that you want to do. When you scale with both the number of clients and the fees you have, sure, you make more money at the end. However, you have less time for yourself. And you can end up in a situation where certain clients are lacking the service that they need because you have to pay attention to everyone else, right? So you don't want to fall into that trap. Okay, you want to be very specific in terms of how many clients you want and what you're going to charge them, so you can have that monthly number, that monthly freedom number, if you will, that's going to make you happy, that's going to give you the money you want, so you can live the lifestyle you want and make sure everything is covered. Okay, now the next thing too you have to understand is that what you're really selling is confidence. Okay, you're not selling a product or anything like that. You're selling confidence in that you know how to solve a problem. Okay, when someone comes to you and they're looking for a coach, a consultant, or what have you, they're looking for someone who's going to actually help them take them to the next level. Okay, who's going to help them break through results, who's going to help them achieve the objective that they want to go on. They're looking for help. Okay, and they want to come and find paid help because they're tired of wasting time. They're tired of running around in circles. Okay, so when they come to you, you have to display that you know what you're talking about. You have to sell that confidence, and having that confidence is going to help you start to charge those higher fees. Okay, because if someone comes to you asking for advice and you're questioning what you're telling them, that's not going to give them much confidence. So you have to believe in yourself and believe in your ability to be able to produce those results. So one of the things that I recommend doing, one of the exercises is, if you could only get paid after you produce the results, what would that client need to have? Okay, what specific tactics, what specific traits, demographics, features do they need to have in order for you to guarantee those results, right? Again, if you could only get paid after you produce results, what would that client need to have in order for you to, virtually guarantee their success? Okay, so that's going to that's going to put you in a different mindset, so that you can start bringing in the type of clients that you can actually help. Okay, that's going to help you with your copy. That's going to help you with your positioning. That's going to help you with a lot of different things down the road as you decide to scale your business. But it ultimately comes back to how confident are you in your ability. Okay, when you're confident in that sales conversation, right? The prospect is not only listening to what you're going to be able to do for them, but if you're the right person for the job and if you know what you're talking about, right? Because it's going to be based on a feeling on whether or not they're going to say yes or no, right? They definitely want the tangible stuff, okay? Like they want to know what you're going to do for them, how it's going to work, right? The who, what, when, where, why, and how of your offer. But what they really want is the benefit, which is all the intangibles that you provide. Your expertise, your character, your knowledge, your personality, those things as well. When you combine those with the features, those tangibles, that's when you create a really nice, compelling offer that to them gives them the impression that, you know what, this is the best person for the job. I want to go ahead and work with this person. And yeah, you know what, they're charging more than everyone else, but I feel that they're the best fit for me because of X, Y, and Z. Okay. Now, last but not least is that you need to start putting out high value content. Okay, so you need to start putting out content that relates to the people that, understand that they're at a different level in their business. So for example, online marketing, right? There's a difference between someone who's trying to get up a landing page and someone who needs systems and automations to scale, right? Someone who is just trying to figure out a landing page is very different from someone who needs an automation process to scale their business. There's two different mentalities there. One's more of a novice, the one has been in the game for a little bit. They have more experience. So in the same sense in your business, there's different types of, what they call, customer awareness, where they're at in their journey. And so if you're creating content that appeals to novices, well, then you're going to be getting people that can't afford those high-level fees. You're going to be speaking to the wrong audience. However, if you create high-value content, right, content that's aimed specifically at those, customers in their journey that they're a little bit more advanced, they're going to understand the value that you bring. Okay, because they understand that, okay, this is a little bit more advanced, it's a little bit farther down the road. This is what I need to take that next step in my business. So by focusing on that high-value content, that's when you start bringing in more and more people that are kind of in your actual market, your specific niche. Because, someone who's focusing on a landing page isn't going to be searching for automations and systems yet. Down the road they are, but right now they just want to get a landing page up. Okay? People that have, been in business, that understand scaling and automations and want to reach to the next level, they're going to be looking for specific content. So it's your responsibility to figure out what kind of content that specific market wants, right? Those higher level clients, the higher tier clients. What content do they want? What content can you create that's going to speak specifically to their problems? And so now, when you look at the sales process, right, you're warming them up with this high value content that's aimed at these more advanced customers, if you will, right? And so now when you're on the conversation with them, you guys already have that rapport built in. They've already come in with that know, like, and trust factor. They feel that, okay, you're not wasting their time talking about, landing pages. You're talking about automations. You're talking about systems. So obviously you're the right person to talk to because it's a little bit more advanced. And now when you start charging higher fees, the likelihood of them saying yes is going to be there because they actually have substance behind there, right? There's like levels to their customer journey. So you want to make sure you're speaking to the right people, okay, and producing the right content. And that is how you start charging higher fees and breaking through the fear of pitching. Because when you have those three things in place, when you understand your number, the amount of clients that you want to work with, when you understand you're selling confidence and you're producing high value content, you're good. They're gonna be selling themselves by the time they come to you. Okay, so go ahead and give that a go, and I'll see you on the next OMG show.